Hi Miranda.
Hey Yusuf, how's it going?
All good, all good. So I think you're the star of the day. Your demo was super awesome. I was in the audience, people were like shouting, not only about AIBI dashboard, about the messaging, but also AIBI Genie. So please, can you tell us more about how we can position AIBI dashboard and Genie as well, and also the AIBI experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, we're so excited to finally kind of pull the covers back on AIBI for everybody. We're very excited to see what everybody does. But really, our vision there is to make sure that the data that's in Databricks, that for years data engineers and data scientists have been working so diligently on, now those insights based on that data becomes accessible to everybody in the organization in a really easy and accurate way, right? So one of the things, I'm sure that I want to make sure to emphasize is that's nice about AIBI versus maybe some other things is we're able to actually flow through context from the entire platform. So I mentioned those data engineers who have been running jobs for probably 10 years now at your company. All the context that's in those jobs, that's in those notebooks, flows through to the dashboards, flows through to AIBI Genie. And with dashboards, we definitely, first of all, I want to say we partner with we have a ton of amazing partners. We're going to keep having a ton of amazing partners. And we're actually looking forward to more and more integration points and letting them leverage some of these pieces too. But we do understand that sometimes there's a need to have the data visualization, derive an insight right next door to your data. We want to make sure we're giving an option for that. So with dashboards, we want to make sure we're kind of providing all of those BI capabilities that you rely on, whether it's, quick assistant, like the AI assistant for creating data sets or creating visualizations, cross-filtering, embedding in Salesforce, Confluence, SharePoint, sharing to users who aren't members of the workspace that are maybe not needing to see anything besides dashboards. Like we're making big investments, cross-filtering I showed off today, in all of those areas to make sure there's a really robust option when it's needed. Now, what we're really excited about is having kind of Genie come online as a complement to those dashboards. So while of course you can use Genie on its own, we introduced today a flow in moving from dashboards to Genie that brings all the great context from the dashboard along with it, right? And really accelerates that kind of setup process. So you don't necessarily have to have a data expert configure every Genie space to be usable for the business user, right? There's already some work that a data expert has done in building a dashboard normally. So now what we can do is kind of move all that context forward into a new, more conversational type of interface so that those business users, aren't just stuck at, I saw these 10 insights, that's great, but I have this 5 follow-up questions. They don't have to go find a data expert and ask them 100 million follow-ups. They can just go right into Genie, ask their question, get their answer. If there's something Genie doesn't quite understand, they can provide some additional clarification. And if they're getting kind of the response back they want, they can save that. If they share that space with others, they'll be able to benefit from that same context. So, the idea with Genie is no dead ends, right? We would never want an analysis to kind of stop because you need to go update a semantic model, go ask a data expert for more help. We want it to be kind of a always open doors policy.
Yeah, and what I have noticed, some customers been trying Genie for quite time, and what they did is they created, I think 4 or 5 Genie spaces, one for finance, one for the marketing, and then each one with the specific instructions, make sure that it's tailored to their needs, like fine-tuning, but in a, let's say, in an easy way.
Yeah, well, exactly that. Just kind of having things that are tightly related because you can get more rich detail, right? You can imagine that if you're saying, hey, search every piece of data ever, it's really not as helpful as saying, hey, these are really the curated sets that are relevant to marketing questions or relevant to finance questions or relevant to manufacturing line 1, 2, 3 questions, right? You want to really make sure you're kind of curating the information that's useful, and then Genie helps just navigate it, right? We don't want Genie to kind of be making things up or looking at too many different tables that have nothing to really do with the context of the questions that would be coming from those users. So exactly what you have your customers doing, which is set up a few different spaces, each specific to a topic, each with some focus tables and instructions. You're going to get a lot more accuracy and a lot quicker response times.
And also something important, like with UC integration, you can have this end-to-end lineage from the table, from the ingestion layer till the transformation, then which queries was used in which dashboard. And this is super, super amazing.
Absolutely.
And one more question for you. For folks who want to start getting started quickly with Genie, if it's not activated, is there any specific trick they can do?
Yes, okay. So Genie is available to everybody on Azure and AWS right now. A couple things you got to have set up: UC, Pro or serverless warehouses, and then make sure that you go to the new previews panel. We're very excited about that. We heard a lot of feedback from folks that it's hard to know what's in preview. So you go up to the top right as an admin, previews panel, enable Genie. and then you'll be off and running, and Genie can be used in that workspace.
That's awesome. Thank you, Miranda.
And
Thank
GCP
you.
coming soon. GCP
Ooh,
coming soon.
yoo-hoo.
All right, amazing.
Hello.
Hello, good to see you.
Good to see
so
you.
Chao, you work on the AIBI
Yep.
tools that we have at Databricks.
That's what we're calling it now. Yep.
Amazing. Can you talk about it and tell us what you do?
Sure. I work on dashboards and visualizations, and more recently Genie. So the common theme is Databricks has all this great data, all these great tools. We want to make it accessible to everybody, not just people who know how to code, who know how to write SQL. Everybody. So that's what dashboards are for. That's what Genie is for, and hopefully we can make a lot more people use data for good decisions.
So where can we access this AIBI thing? Using the assistant, using the Lakeview dashboards?
AIBI is now the brand for Lakeview Dashboards,
Okay.
formerly known as Lakeview Dashboards now.
Okay, so now it's
all dashboards are part of AIBI now.
okay.
Genie is part of AIBI. So you can actually use both of those products today. It's just a rebranding to those things. And we're probably going to refactor it out into its own section that says Databricks is doing BI now.
So what's the magic sauce behind? How does it work? Like how can it do the text to SQL?
Yeah, I think a lot of this is, there's good foundation models out there, your GPTs, your llamas, etc. But then on top of that, we have really good sort of training data and really good benchmark data to make sure that we're generating the right SQL out of it by default for the simple stuff. And then we ask our customers to do some of the legwork by teaching the Genie what their concepts mean, what their SQL statements look like, what their joins look like, etc., so that we can learn from that and do even better.
So you learn from the actual data, you learn from the existing SQL request, and that's what you use. They can also add, they can add like comments and instruction to the Genie spaces.
Yeah, so we encourage them to just start using it, see what works, what doesn't. Whenever something breaks, they can add more instructions.
And then it's going to learn.
It becomes a dev loop, basically.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so AI BI for everybody.
That's right,
Just
that's what we're going for.
text and you get the BI.
Yes,
Amazing.
absolutely. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.